Hi there guys, it's Martyn here, and welcome to the DVD Haul episode 27. And today's feature we're going to be looking at Jigsaw from 2017. So for anyone who doesn't know, I'm a big fan of the Saw franchise. I think the first 7 films tell a very cohesive, a very interesting story. I think it's a shame a lot of the time that gets missed. The thing is, if you just watch one of the Saw films, like you say, oh I'm just going to watch Saw 5 tonight, then you aren't really going to get the full story. You need to watch all 7 in a row, and I think it's a really good payoff. So if you haven't seen this one, Jigsaw, you'd need to check out the first 7. Jigsaw acts as a continuation, I guess. I can't really talk about the plot much because this is probably one out of all of them that requires maybe a bit more secrecy, just needs people to see it, but in terms of its structure, it's a return to the form of what Saw's all about. But before I talk more about the story, let's have a look at the packaging. So here's the slipcover, as you can see.
Deliciously gruesome,
says the Radio Times. And there is the doll there associated with him. The game continues. It does indeed. There's the spine, got a nice Jigsaw logo there. And here's on the back what we got.
A grisly, deviously twisted return to form for the Saw series.
Says Digital Spy.
Blood-drenched inventiveness.
Says Movie Marker. And here's a picture from the film. This happens early on. And anyone who sees that, you'd probably go, yeah, that's a Saw film. So there is the brief synopsis of what's going on. It also has some special features on here, which is pretty cool, especially on a DVD. You've got all the info there, and this is, of course, rated 18 for strong bloody violence and injury detail. Oh, yes, of course. Well, let's take the slip off. And like most DVDs now, the slip is the same as what the actual box is. So, let's have a look inside the box.
if we dare.
So pretty standard stuff. I love this art. The Saw films always did great with like their disc art, so you've got like a circular saw type thing here. Jigsaw, yeah, really cool art. I really like this. Yeah, sadly nothing on the inlay, but the disc itself is pretty damn cool. So, what to say about this film? Well, in terms of the traps which Saw's known for, in terms of the structure, it is very formulaic. Not in a bad sense, but you know, you have the group of people who are trapped, one die off one by one, and whilst this is going on, you have people outside, usually the police or the authorities, trying to piece together, see what I did there? They're trying to piece together just exactly what's going on. So it's nothing exactly brand new in terms of the Saw films. This isn't brand new storytelling, it is going back to formula, which I guess it might did to bring in the audience that loved the films in the first place, but it is done well. I'd say it's obviously one of the better Saw films in the franchise. I mean, they're all pretty good on their own, but I was quite surprised by this. When this was first announced, I wasn't expecting too much. The whole, oh, it's Saw 8, which I guess it is, but Saw 7 for me pretty much rounded off the story, and I was really resistant to anything new. But after watching it, I was pleasantly surprised. Tobin Bell does reprise his role of Jigsaw. I won't say how, because if anyone knows, as a fan, Jigsaw's been dead since like Saw 3, or has he? But yeah, Tobin Bell does reprise his famous role as Jigsaw, and he's just as menacing as ever. That voice he has is just insanely creepy, and the music, you have echoes of the actual Saw theme, which is really cool as well. Yeah, there's a lot of familiar beats here for anyone who's grown with the franchise, despite the 8-year gap, 7-year gap even. So if you're a fan of the Saw films, if you're a fan of horror, if you like a few twists and turns in your horror films and not just a bunch of jump scares, then Jigsaw will definitely meet your appetite here. I usually say if you're not a fan of gore, stay away, but I think the stories within the Saw franchise are so tightly wound, I think if you can look past the gore, then you should still watch it. But if gore's the kind of thing like you see a bit of blood and you want to be sick, then you should definitely not watch this movie. In terms of a sequel, I hear they may be making a Jigsaw 2 or Saw 9 or whatever they're going to call it, and I'm all for more Saw movies as long as they are, like I said, tightly made, well made, the stories are good, the traps are good, as long as it's done with care and attention, then I honestly don't mind about more Saw movies coming out. But that's all for this episode of the DVD Haul. Please like, leave a comment, share and subscribe. Also check out the DVD Haul playlist so you can see all the other episodes and share that around. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.